repeater from Conjo Spec D's 370Z. So if you remember, we've had it on the dyno, we're trying to push a little bit more power. All right, guys, we've got another little masterpiece of a VG30 coming together. Nothing crazy, it's just gonna look really, really cool. It's got the wrinkle red valve covers, and we've got a really nice setup for the intake manifold that we're gonna be doing. So once we get a little closer with it, we'll go ahead and unveil some of that too. So, but for starters, just basic, this thing's gonna be making about 650, 700 horsepower. Crank horsepower, so right around 600 wheel is what we're aiming for. And Sport 700 turbos, the usual fixins, so our full exhaust, intercoolers, intercooler piping. It's gonna have probably our max 6-puck on this bad boy. And the car just got painted, so it looks really, really nice. It's gonna come together really nice. A set of work wheels are going on it as well. So I can't wait to get this thing installed on the dyno and back to Leonard. It's gonna look absolutely fantastic with the color combo it's gonna get. So yeah, Wiseco pistons, Eagle rods, typical fare. ARP hardware, exhaust manifolds, the GWT Sport 700s. We're not going for crazy, so we aren't gonna spring for the GT Gen 2s. And then just basically our BDE setup. The heads have the 1/2 mil oversized. Love to do that setup, get more airflow through, E500 cams. Just easier to make the power with without having to crank the boost up. So yeah, stay tuned for this one coming together. right, guys, we are back on the dyno with Peter from Conjo Spec D's 370Z. So if you remember, we've had it on the dyno, we're trying to push a little bit more power, but also trying to keep those cog setup and the belt from destroying itself. So we've got a really solid setup, and besides that, the car now has a V2 Vortec TI trim supercharger. So trying to stuff as much air into that engine as we can, and boy, they didn't disappoint today. Zen from Mini Z 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 has a bitchin' setup for the cog and for the tensioner assembly on this bad boy. The belt held up to repeated full power pulls, and what I'm talking here is 22. We peaked at one point at 23 PSI of boost on this thing, and we managed to pull 740 wheel out of this bad boy and almost 540 foot-pound of torque. So really fantastic. The engine had no issue. Just to recap, it is a built motor, guys. It's not a stock engine, and it's got the CGN twin pump fuel assembly. We've got plenty of fuel for this thing, and albeit, just keep that in mind that even at this power level, these supercharged motors are making a lot more power than what you're seeing here. So very impressive results today. So yeah, hit those guys up if you're looking for a nice solid setup. Peter makes, you know, a really unique set of parts for your Z and other vehicles, you know, like the hood struts and all kinds of nice little dress up. Peter, the one thing we don't have is our lights. Where are our lights? Let's get our lights going. Yeah, really cool with all the bling bling and the polish under there. We get a nice little light show. So besides, you know, this thing making the power and look like it's fast, it really is making a lot of power, and it puts it down too. So take a look at that. A little bit of eye candy for you, and I'll leave you with it.